this video, I'll show you a little bit more about the envelope automation inside of the clips. The first thing I want to take a look at is this linked button underneath region inside of the envelopes window. Now, everything that we did in the last video was all linked to the time. So what that means is that as I automated things, it was locked to the time of and the length of the clip that we're playing in. And I'll show you a little more specifically. So if I took this and I looped just a 4-bar loop of this section, then all of the automation that I did is linked to the loop of this section. Everything that is inside of this loop is automating based off of the time length of this clip. But if I hit this link button and I turn it to unlinked, now all this automation is going to continue doing what it does over the course of the clip, or longer, or even shorter. And just so this makes some better sense, what I'll do is I'll hit linked. I'll show you what we've got here. So I'll unloop this section. So we'll get out of envelopes. I'll turn off this loop. And so now this should just play straight through.
It's a little blurry how the whole thing started. I don't even really know what you intended. Thought that you were cute and you could.
So you can hear that that's the automation we already have on the pan knob inside of this envelope. And what I'll do is I'll delete all the automation inside of this clip. And what I'll do is I'll hit this link button and I'll set a loop length of 1 bar. So now when I zoom in, you'll see that we have just this 1 bar of automation. Now there's no automation in there yet because we deleted it. So what I'll do is I can grab my pencil tool and I can just draw in some automation. And I'll try to make it so that it's really noticeable over time. So we have our mixer, our track panning, and this is what that's what we're automating right now. So now if I hit play, you'll hear that this automates and it goes left, right, but it'll continue to go on because it's not linked to the time. So if I hit the envelope button now, what you'll see is you'll see this Ellie Goulding track, and you'll see that after 1 bar, so when it hits the 2, it'll continue to do that same automation pattern. It'll just be on repeat because it's going to go 1 bar over time and it'll just do it continuously. So I'll play it for you so you can hear that.
It's a little blurry how the whole thing started. I don't even really know what you intended. Thought that you were cute and you.
So you can hear that it keeps doing that. So what I'll do is, and actually what that was 1 count, not 1 bar. So it was a lot shorter than what I thought it was. But what you'll notice is that, so 1 to, this would be 2. So if I change this length now, and I actually make it 1 bar, then I can change this up over time so that it's not so choppy the whole time. So we'll just do it like that. So then it gets a little more gradual. So now I'll play it again.
It's a little blurry how the whole thing started. I don't even really know what you intended. Thought that you were cute.
So you can see that the automation I put in there now is independent of the actual audio that's going on in this clip. So that's really cool, and it's really useful because you can take a really short clip and make automation that happens over a longer span of time. So let's say we took this and we looped just a small section of her voice. So let's just find, what I'll do is I'll go back into the envelope and I'll delete all of this automation that we have. And we'll link it again just for now. Get out of that, and we'll just find a small section of her voice to loop. Alright, so we'll just take that one count and just loop that. And then we'll go back into our envelopes and we can hit the link again And now we'll do the length over 2 bars. So we'll make it longer. So we have one note that's repeating for her vocals. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the parameter over time. And we'll just make this really easy. We'll just take this, we'll add a dot to the end of it. We'll go all the way right. So we're going to start in the left side and move all the way to the right over a couple bars. It starts in the left, moves over to the right, and then it jumps back to the left again. And the whole time that this is going on, we're just looping this one count. And you can see that that's what's happening with this pan knob. And if I want to if I wanted to disable that automation for just a second, what I can do is I can click on the pan knob and I can move it. So we'll just reset it, and you see how this box turns gray. So now if I play this, you won't hear that pan automation anymore. So that's gone away. And if I want to bring it back, you see that this little red arrow, this just lets you know that something's changed. So when you turn off automation, sometimes you'll see that this little red arrow pops up, and then you can hit this little red box right here to reset things. But the problem with that too is that it also makes the arrangement view active. So I usually, what I'll do is I'll hit this stop button just to turn off all this stuff and get out of what's playing in the arrangement view. And then I'll hit play on here again. So you'll see that we have our automation back. The other thing to show you is that if we go back into our clip envelopes, that you don't have to just loop it the entire time. So you can actually turn off loop and then change your endpoint. So if we change this to, let's see, 3. So then you'll see that it moves our endpoint closer to where this loop actually was before. And what we can do is we can take this and change the length of this to start in the end point. And so we can make this, let's make it 4 bars. So it ends at bar 5. And then we can move this down to center. And so what'll happen is over the first 2 bars, it'll gently fade to the right. And then after that, it'll gently fade back to the center. And then the automation will be kind of done. It'll keep it in the same place of the last endpoint of the automation, but it'll just stay center and it won't continue to automate because we just made it to start and end at a specific point. So I'll play that for you so you can hear it. So you can hear that even though the loop keeps on playing, the automation stops. So it starts here, it starts in the left, moves to the right, and then moves back to center, and then it doesn't continue to automate anymore. So you don't have to just continue to loop something endlessly. You can actually set it up so that it starts and stops within the clip, and then the clip can keep on playing on as you want it to. So this type of unlinked automation inside of your envelopes really opens up a lot more possibilities and potential for automating things.